Hello, everyone. Welcome to FMATalk. I'm your host, Datu Tim, and somewhere around here, my co-host, hopefully, will be stopping in. It was a crazy weekend. We're going to talk a little about that in just a moment here. Let me see here. I'm going to pull this up, and I'm flying solo, everybody. So, there's Master Parsons. Hi, Tim Hartman. Hey, that's cool. Got my whole name in there. All right. So I'm going to call my co-host to find out if he's okay, because you know how it goes. Sometimes life gets in the way here. So let's find out. Everyone, be quiet. Don't let him know he's live on the show. Let me see here. Trying to find my co-host. I haven't heard anything from my co-host, so hopefully he's okay. There was a chance he wasn't going to be able to make it, so all right. Well, I'm going to fly solo for a little bit. Okay. Forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 5. Well, we won't tell the phone number because that'd be bad. 399. Okay.
Your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, PG Ty. It is Datu Tim. How you doing? Hey, wasn't sure if you're making it tonight. Just give me a holler or just Facebook message me if you can. If not, there's a thing out to you already. Okay, so let's get on with our show here. All right, Pugai Maestro Tim Hartman. Oh, nice. Thank you. All right, so this past weekend, I went to Grandmaster Bobby Tabuada's 73rd birthday camp. It was off the hook. Got to meet see a lot of old friends, make some new ones. Hello, Miguel, my brother. Matter of fact, they were selling Miguel's blades at the event. It was pretty cool. Thank you, Jeremy. Good evening to you as well. Got to, bumped into Dan Medina again. Got to talk to Grandmaster Ver Viljason, the son of Jose Viljason, which was one of the original members of the Blintwat Club. Had a great time reconnecting because now he's living in Florida. He moved from the West Coast, moved from the Bay Area. And hey, okay, there's a hey Facebook user. Unfortunately, when it's a Facebook user, a lot of times I don't know what it is because it just says Facebook user. But I also for those who saw the live broadcast, we bumped into, there was 3 social media outlets there. We had FMA Pulse, the June and Paul show, and then obviously FMA Talk. So we got a little battle going on there, and of course, we came out victorious, all of us together equally, because we had a blast hanging out together. I do want to talk my quasi rant before we start this today's. Oh, it's Little. Okay, Jack. It's Tuhan Jack, not to be confused with Samurai Jack, but that's another guy. And our guest is waiting in the wings. I can see him in the screen, but he can't participate yet. So, I gotta apologize a little bit for something I said a few weeks ago. Something that I saw was taken out of context, and so basically, I was watching I saw a video of the June and Paul show, and they do a counterpoint thing, basically a debate, and people are assigned a side, and you defend, or you defend your side. So it's like debate team, and it was about should non-Filipinos run Filipino martial art organizations. Now, I saw a review of it. I did not do my due diligence. I should have watched the whole video first. I did that with the Ising Antilio video before I made a statement on that. And I would not have done the comments that I had made the way I did So on the way home, I listened to the interview, some sections 2 or 3 times to make sure I got it right. And for the most part, I took it in the spirit that was meant. It was just a debate because they were getting confused on which side of the argument was. But one person was too convincing during this, and that was actually Julius, who was from FMA Discussion, which I don't know if he is still there or not. And I was making comments about the whole group. This is BS. That's all a bunch of racial bullshit. And what I should have done is listen to the whole show because it was a debate. And I feel that June and Paul did it in the right spirit. I don't think it was meant to take a shot, but I do have the impression, especially when they gave their summary at the end, that in Julius's case, that he said he feels that Filipino systems should be handed down to Filipinos. Well, I've got opinions on that, and I don't want to make the whole show about this, but I'll tell you one person who got it right was my teacher. In his will, I'm one of the recipients of the will. Matter of fact, the family's not it. They received the estate, or they were supposed to. And then the students were supposed to inherit the system. And most of the students were Westerners, and the 4 Pinoy that were there were not put in controlling positions. So it was whomever he thought would be the best for the art. The top ranked people were pretty much the non-Filipinos. There were people in the Philippines after a visit were promoted, but that's another topic. But it was the Westerners that were put in his will. So he figured that the best student should be in charge. Now, I do agree with some of the stuff that they said. Culturally speaking, it's hard for a Westerner to teach Filipino culture. That's why I go to the Philippines. But many martial arts these days, culture is not part of that. If we're talking about the mechanics, then anyone can teach that. It's like saying you have to be a certain country to be good at math, or you have to go wherever math was created. That if you're not from that country, you can't be an expert on it. I've actually heard Filipino martial artists say that a newborn Filipino child would know more than I would at 30 years of training, but whatever. So I do want to say that I overreacted. I should have done my due diligence. I don't think June and Paul did it in bad taste. I do feel that that Julius, he's not part of that anymore. I do feel let me see here. That was a dodge subject. I absolutely believe that June and Paul had good intentions. I respect that you're addressing that. Like I said, I made comments because I saw it in the middle. And that's the problem when you're posting stuff on the internet. There's a chance, or any situation, you walk in on a problem and you don't see how you got there. So once again, it gives me an opportunity. I learn from my mistakes. Every mistake is a learning opportunity, and here's another one for me. So, like I said, I feel that my comments were after listening to the whole interview or whole show, I would have directed all my comments specifically to Julius because I feel that my comments I made about that were appropriate towards him. I do not believe that race, gender, orientation, religion should have anything to do to teach the martial arts. As far as cultural aspects, right. I get it. I can't teach you Filipino culture, but I'll tell you what, I was talking to the Japanese masters, and this is what they were telling me, that the Westerners are more Japanese than the Japanese are because they're going for this global culture, listening to hip hop music, playing basketball, doing this, that, and the other thing. All this stuff that is not their culture. And I see the Philippines doing the same thing. Remember, if it wasn't for the Arnis bill, Arnis was, it still is. Even after the Arnis bill, FMA, Filipino Martial Arts, is the minority of the martial art industry in the Philippines. I should tell you enough right there. There's plenty of people that don't realize that they have a rich martial culture and they do karate or taekwondo instead. I feel that's a bad thing. I think that's sad, and as far as leadership abilities, I'll go back to the video that Ising Attilio did. What did he say? Oh, that's right. You stab each other in the back. But anyways, we'll go from there. So today's show, there's a whole bunch of things going on, and I'm very excited because some of it directly affects me. It's the guy I've met a little while ago. Great guy, great martial artist, and he's doing great things for the martial art industry. All of them, not just the Filipino. It probably started that way, which he'll tell us his journey. But we have Chris from Vulpes Training Blades coming on, and he does Filipino blades, he does Japanese blade, Chinese, Indonesian, Malaysian, Hawaiian. Oh my God, it's awesome. So with no further ado, the founder and CEO, head lineman, and every other position in Vulpes Training Blades. Chris, welcome aboard.
How you doing? Good.
All right. So what I'm going to do is Chris gave me a thing. So I got a banner up here. So down here, there is a link for his shop. So I'm also going to put it in our discussion group right now so people can see this. So Chris, how you doing today?
It's been a busy day, but we're doing good.
Good. All right. So let's start off with basics. So you do martial arts, obviously.
Yeah, I train in Pinute, Georgia under
Tuhan. Who are you training with?
Tuhan Jack Latour.
Tuhan Jack, one of my favorite PT guys. All right. Actually, he's not one of, he is. He's my favorite. So how long have you been doing Pinute?
Oh, I think it's going on about almost 8 years with Tuhan Jack.
Nice.
I had trained a little bit with Doug Markaida for a little while before that, and some Wing Chun for a few years.
Okay. Excellent. I got to adjust my seat here. I always have. Not used to having. I never get to have my camera up ahead of time. So, tell us, how did you get into doing training blades? It's probably going to make sense to us, but we're going to ask the questions.
Well, it was kind of almost accidentally became a business. It started as a COVID pandemic hobby. We had a little bit of extra time. I worked in mental health with adolescents in a school program and residential program for about 25 years. COVID hit, and we ended up on some remote duty for a couple months, and had a little more extra time on hand than I normally do, and didn't have the ability to go to regular training classes because of COVID. So I started using that extra time to build a workshop in my garage, just so I could, do normal guy stuff, tinker around. And one of my projects I wanted to do was start making some of my own training blades, because I wasn't really liking what was commercially available.
I hear you.
It was quite right for my own taste and what I like to do. So I started tinkering with all sorts of materials, different ways to make things. Couple months of trial and error, and managed to make a few things that sort of actually look like it might be a sword or a knife. A few people said, "Hey, those are kind of nice. Can you make me one?" Sure, I'll make them one. And then someone said, "You should try selling those." So I made an Etsy page, because I figured it'd be one of those hobbies that makes it a few bucks to pay for your hobbies. And so the Etsy page was set up, and within the first month, I'm getting orders from Singapore, all over the US. Shocked me. A few guys who were early customers, I know John Border and Lamont Glass, they bought some of my very first pieces and did some video reviews of them. They were very kind and generous, but definitely Lamont did a great one where he took it apart, which I was grateful to hear. I like the idea of someone saying, we're going to really test this product. He was banging against another trainer, to see if it would hold up. And I like that, because I don't want to be kidding myself whether I'm making something decent or not. I know Paulo Rubio took one of my products and tried to annihilate it using a live steel sword against it. He didn't have a lot of luck.
Yeah, I saw what he did to it, and it's
Yep.
going
He tried.
strong.
But yeah, it kind of turned into all of a sudden I'm working full time in my garage on top of a full-time job. And I got to the place of where it's time to make a choice, the career that I was long ready to leave, or full time with the business, doing stuff that really made me happy. So here I am.
Oh, here we go.
Last April, I left the career, and I've been full time ever since.
All right. So what I just did for everybody is I pull up now. Listen, sometimes links don't always work. So Vulpes training, look that up on Etsy. You're a 5-star user. That's amazing. Or seller. And you have, hold on, 3 pages of blades.
I think I might be around 90 catalog models at this time.
92, according to this, of all right there. And oh, wait a minute. What do we have here? Oh my goodness. You went out and did a Datu Tim series. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much. I met Chris at the I think it was Two on Bill's camp is actually when we first met with your lovely significant other. And you weren't even, I don't think you even had anything back then like this. So
no, I hadn't even started.
Yeah. And we sat down, and for everyone, so we have the Datu series. So we have a Da, we have a Taliban, a Pinute, a tomahawk, and a dagger. So all my guys were like, hey, you got all that stuff. You can do a spotty daga. Well, if you take this daga and put it with each of these swords, you've got a spotty daga. So, but let me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to you. I'm going to stop sharing because I know you happen to have these in hand. It'll probably come up much better than what's on the screen.
Yep, I got the your Taliban right here. Is that fitting in the screen there?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I'm experimenting with screen sizes right now to see what I can make happen here.
I just can't tell if I'm in the screen there or not.
Yeah, you're in the screen. You're good. Yeah, so that's a nice one right there. Now, I used to make blades myself because, no one makes stuff for us. They're always, my first training blade was a Japanese Tanto. Still have it, there's nothing wrong with it, but trying to find something with a Filipino flair, you will not find it. And I used to we actually use the same material, which I'm not going to get into on the show. And I made some cheap blades, but it's just so much time and effort. And with all the other things I do, it's not worth it. And I could not do the quality of craftsmanship you got there. I mean, these are a work of art. I mean, tell us about because you started doing things with the handles and, tell us what you've done with the grips.
Oh, so my products have gone through a lot of evolution as I've kind of making them. I've learned how to make them, and it's a lot of practice. I do use a lot of user feedback from customers to develop the product so it becomes better. You can see it. Currently, I'm using a 3D texture on a lot of my handles. It gives it a lot more. Polymers can be real slippery, almost soapy sometimes. So I have a lot of polymer trainers. They use this string wrap on the grip to kind of work with that. I'm trying to avoid the idea of using string on or cord wrap on most of my trainers because most people aren't using live swords that have cord wrap handles. They're using wood or micarta or something like that. So I wanted to have my trainers have the experience of using an actual hard handle like you would on a live blade. Mm-hmm. So working with the textures, it allows to give a more grippiness to it. I've been actually doing a lot of developing of newer textures. This is the down.
Oh, nice.
And you can get a look at that.
And according to Tuhan Jack, who just signed in, These are hands down the best polymer trainers available.
Thank you, Jay.
Here's what I'm going to say, because I don't want to alienate anybody. Because I have some people who do some things. I've seen some phenomenal stuff that's CNC, that everything is exactly the same. The cool thing about here, and yes, Jeremy, they are finally out. They're up on the Etsy page. We'll be talking about it. He likes the Taliban and the dagger. This is not something that you will find in my school. Now, fortunately for us, Chris will sometimes set up at our events. So the way you'll see them in our school is because Chris will be here. But they are available on the Etsy site as we speak. Now, for the Canadians, unfortunately, and don't be surprised, Chris, if you get a message from like PG Craig or someone saying, can you ship it to Datu Tim?
Yep.
I'll be in his club and I'll pick it up there. So we'll have a few like that.
That's no problem.
So, but each blade, here's the cool thing. Each blade is custom. And I mean custom. I mean, no two blades are identical, are they?
I try very hard to have consistency, so they're as close as possible to each other. But these are, let me put it this way: I'm more like a polymer bladesmith than a machinist. I'm using the same process as making a steel blade. I'm using stock removal. I'm actually grinding on the belt sanders. Going through multiple grits. I have a process. I go through 3 different grinders to do this. These are not flat with just the edge, right, beveled. These are actually have true, I don't know how well you can see it. These actually have true bevels. And the idea is that it creates, like on the Pinute, you actually get the effect of you have a flat grind from edge to spine. Mm-hmm. And you end up where it starts creating you get a distal taper. Yeah. And I wish Ty was here. Ty and I were looking through some of my older models where I wasn't quite using the same technique. Okay. And then you could pick up I would have 2 swords of the same type, one with the full grind bevels with the distal taper, and they would pick up one and pick up the other, and everyone's eyes would light up when they feel it, because you actually have the feel of a live blade. It actually moves and balances properly. So you don't feel like you have a plastic stick in your hand.
Yeah. And you can do different handles too.
Yep.
So so this would be let me see, what's a good way? It's so you have a line of blades, you have your what's the word? You have your basic piece that's already, I mean, I don't want to say cut out, but you have your pattern already set. But after the initial cut, then each blade becomes a custom production model.
Yeah, I use a pattern that I cut out for each model. No. And then the way I work is everything I make is made to order. I really don't keep an inventory. When you order it, that's when I start making it. So yours is made for you. Now, it's not unusual. Someone might say, if I look at, the Taliban has a 17-inch blade. If you got a user who maybe he's got pretty good reach and he's like 17 inches is like a pocket knife for me, I need a good 19-inch, 20-inch blade on mine. Just let me know. I'll do that. I can adjust for length. If someone says, I have really small hands or really large hands, I get an idea of what size, where their hands are at, and I'll adjust the size of the grip.
Hey, do you have that sparring one handy? The one with
Which one?
Extra, the Taliban they use for sparring with the extra big handguard for gloves? Because that was cool. I mean, it was, so I wasn't thinking about using these for sparring. And the one, it doesn't look right, but then it's like, oh, you use this for sparring. It makes perfect sense. And it has an extra big handguard, so you can wear a lacrosse glove in there, which I think is badass. It's like,
I don't have the Taliban version of that,
or any blade like that,
but I can give an example. This is a Zanzibar.
Okay.
And if you look, the handle actually has a good bit of extra space here. And I try to design them so that on an empty hand, it's comfortable and fits right. But if I had my hockey glove handy, which I don't have here right now, if I put my hockey glove on, it'll fit in there. And it fits in. I have a pretty decent sized hand, so it'll fit in with a hockey glove, and it actually catches into here really nicely, and you almost locks in. Really nice. You get a little more extra security in your grip for sparring.
Nice.
Here's the Tuhan Latour Bikini Tertia sword. This has a full D guard, and you can see it has the extra room here. This will very comfortably fit a hockey glove in there, or lacrosse glove.
Gotcha.
So you have that extra layer of protection if you're sparring. But even without a glove on, it's designed so that it'll still fit a bare hand quite well. I use this regularly for training, and it's quite comfortable with glove or bare hand.
Very
and I
cool.
try to do that on most of my products.
So, and of course, if someone was to reach out to you and any of your production models, you're saying you're able to customize them. Yeah. So what is the largest blade you're able to do physically, lengthwise?
48 inches long is pretty much my maximum length I can do with, just for different reasons. With the size of the material I can buy it in. I buy it in like 24-inch by 48-inch sheets. It's 3/4 inch thick, which that's a significant thing. Almost all the polymer trainers I know of are made of 1/2 inch to 5/8 or so. All of mine start at 3/4 inch thick. Okay. And even with the full bevels, there may be a full bevel from spine to edge. That spine is, the core of this blade is still up 3/4 inch thick.
Okay, so let's talk about, so Ken Jowers, he goes, Chris's work is fantastic, all caps. The balance is on point, tough as nails, and beautifully crafted, which that's why you got it all right there. I mean, you've got it all in the checked all the boxes, which is why I'm working with you. For myself, I mean, why I wanted stuff from you, and I got a couple of unique blades as well. But besides what's in the collection here, I've had several purchases from Vulpes Training, and he's made several trainers for my custom knives. There we go. I've purchased over the years. If I can draw it, he can make it. So then, wait for it. The Tongan War Club. That's what was that? Was that one of those things that I saw Dwayne Johnson use in one of the movies?
Maybe. That thing is 48 inches long. I think it weighed around 3 pounds or so. I did a short run of doing several of those. It's like swinging a boat oar around. It's a massive Polynesian club.
Okay, here's one. Facebook user, because sometimes it doesn't come through the right way. He has a concave kukri with it, which a tanto point. Trying to call remember what you call it.
Oh, that might have been there was a tactical Copus.
Maybe that's it.
I don't have that within arm's reach here right now.
And his recent war club is wild. And finally getting barongs in 4 weeks.
War clubs.
Oh, it's got to be Craig. Craig, are you talking about your is that Craig Mason? It's a Facebook user. And I think that's when he's coming to Buffalo. I might not let him over the border so I can keep the barong.
It's a good plot. We could just get him to buy lots of things, send it to you.
It's Craig. it is Craig. And what
else?
I
do work clubs.
Not a Copus.
So I have a line of impact weapons too.
Okay.
The Native American style war clubs.
Okay.
The Dow Club.
Okay, so I've been in schools that do Lua, and if anybody from any of those schools are listening in, I know you can get wooden ones made. They can splinter, they can break. They also have a point on them. You should definitely check out the stuff that Chris has done. It's just amazing. I mean, we've shared photos back and forth because I was trying to send it to a few people in my network, and they're like, "Wow, that looks amazing." It's pictures don't do it justice. You know, amazing. And actually, so for PG Tye, you made a batch of crescent knives, didn't you? Moon knives or something like that.
Yeah, they were. I'm not sure what the technical name for those were.
Those were a bear, right?
They were like a crescent moon handle.
And then you just did some not butterfly bally song, but the Chinese butterfly knives you've done recently.
There's some Wing Chun guys up in Canada, which I'm hoping they'll be receiving those soon. They shipped out recently. Made 4 pairs of those, and that model will soon end up in the catalog and available. There'll be 2 different various types of blade styles for that.
Is he going to ship my order for December 4th to your school? Well, I already have it, don't I? Or did you do another one?
Who is that?
I think that's Craig. Tell him it's Kempo Joe, and he will know the model I'm talking about. Looks great for Kempo.
Not sure which one.
Okay. Deerhorn knives? Do you have Deerhorn knives?
I haven't made Deerhorn knives yet.
Oh, okay. So Craig says he's placing another order.
Okay.
That's what he said. So that'll be another order shipped to Buffalo for December 4th. So if you want, okay, so today is the 8th. If someone wants an order by, let's say, December 4th, when does he need to do it?
If he wants to receive it by December 4th?
Well, receive it here for me.
Well, any catalog order that's made has a 1 to 2 week turnaround time because these are all made to order. I don't keep an inventory.
Right.
So it kind of depends, depends on the time of how many orders I have and how fast I can get through the pile of on my list.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if people are hoping to get something by Christmas,
mm-hmm.
if the post office is on the ball, which is an iffy thing these days, try to get orders in before or by December 3rd, just to play it safe.
Okay, so I've got Canadians coming down here for December 4th.
I'm saying that as the safe date, as the most likely.
So I got Canadians coming here for December 4th. And of course, we're talking domestic. We don't know what international is going to be. So let's go through these blades. We have the Da. And you actually have a discount setup for these for the launch of the Datu series.
Yep. So
we have the Da. It is normally $80. It's 10% off, so it drops to $72 right now. And look at that. Oh my goodness. And if you buy one of these, I will guarantee you look as badass as Chris right there. Well, okay, I can't really guarantee that, but let's go to the other one. We have which one's this one? This is the Taliban. So it's normally $70. It is on sale as we speak for $63. What's another one we got here? We'll bring this up here. Boom. This was one that you liked a lot. Because when I gave him the blade, he's like, ooh, I'm going to love doing this one. This is the Pinute. So that is, once again, $70, but it's on sale for $63.
I think that's my favorite of the series.
Yeah.
It's just.
Then we have our Tomahawk. There we go. It is 10%. So it's 50. So it's on sale for 45. And then the Daga, which is on sale for 40, 50. So it's normally $45. Now, early holiday shopping. You will receive this item between the November 19th and 29th. Okay. Order this tonight, everybody.
This sale's going until December 3rd.
The sale?
Yep.
So that's the Datu sale?
Yep. All this entire series on sale until December 3rd.
All right. December 3rd is the last day of the Datu sale. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get it in time for Christmas. So get on it now because, I ordered rattan 4 months ago and they still don't know if it's going to be here before February. So, who knows what shipping. It's not about Chris's ability to knock these out because he can do this. That's not a problem. The biggest problem here is getting them to you. So the sooner you order, it increases the chance of getting it in a timely fashion. So please don't wait.
Yeah. Keep me busy.
Keep them busy. Keep them employed. So, these things are. Oh, wait a minute. Am I looking at this properly? Holy cow! Hold on. Do I see what I think I see? Let's go back there. So I want everyone to look at something right here. What does that say, Chris?
I can't see it.
That's the thing under the price. It says free shipping.
Oh yeah, all domestic orders are free shipping.
Domestic orders, free shipping.
Yeah.
Look at that, guys. What and is that what you do for most of your blades, or
Any USA order of anything in the catalog is free shipping.
because you know Datu Tim? Okay. I'm going with that.
That's
one.
the standard. That's the standard Vulpes.
I'm going to tell it's because of me, so it makes me feel better. I told Chris that he should do. No, I didn't tell Chris that he should do this. So free. Okay, so if you're in the continental U.S., free shipping on top of these quality blades. And I tell you what, I've had them in my hands. I like them too much. Hey, Terrell, how you doing? I like them too much to stress test them. I mean, if I was going to stress test it, I'd have to have you send me one because they're beautiful. Now, I have used them. I've used them against very large hunks of rattan because I got monster rattan. So we're doing staff against the Da, and the staff is 1.5 inch diameter. And that thing, yeah, there's surface marks. You're going to get that. I mean, you get that thrown in a stick bag, but done nothing to it. Matter of fact, I got to look at the rattan to make sure it didn't break it. So
when I was initially coming up with designs and choosing materials, I did a lot of stress testing, a lot of make a sword, grab a 2x4 and just beat the tar out of a 2x4 on the corner of it until it was just splinters just to see what would happen. And it's amazing what, I use HDPE polymer, which I tried polypropylene. I tried, HDPE. I tried several different things. Yeah. And the HDPE ends up for...
Oh, it's the best stuff out there. It's what they make the kids' playground equipment from these days.
They make a lot of stuff. They're actually some of the more advanced body armor is now using HDPE.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not. But yeah, it's amazing that, what the beating it can take. But one of the big things that was good to me was some polymers can transmit a lot of vibration. The polycarbonates can be like indestructible, but all the vibration goes right to your hand. So if you're using like a polycarbonate, which is, super strong and indestructible, but you're going to feel it through your hand. So you're going to have to wrap it in all sorts of like rubber and things. With this, I found that it dampens a lot of the vibrations more so. And because I'm using a thicker amount stock than most people are doing with these, it absorbs it even more. So the whole string handle thing, I mean, I beat it against all sorts of stuff. I've hit tires, I've hit the bob, Corso bob there, gets beat on regularly. Don't really have an issue with the, vibration in the hand. Trainer against trainer. Yeah, not a problem.
Almost like rattan, because rattan has that ability to absorb shock. So
right. So HDPE seems to have some similar properties to it. Then I tried with Delrin or acetyl. That'll just go right through your hand, right up into your elbow. Your hand will sting. Hitting on anything with that.
Now, as an example of durability, and I'm going to try to put you in front of a couple of these guys. So Chris and I are talking about having them go to some of the events that I go to, the bigger events. I hang out. I'm friends with some of the guys who formed the Armored Combat League. Now, am I mistaken here, or did you not make a training weapon for them, and the person's actually using it in combat instead of their metal weapon?
Yeah, I have several customers who participate in martial sports activities, you want to call it, where they're wearing full armor. Some are wearing metal armor. Some are wearing suited up in like riot gear. They're going in there and beating the tar out of each other with their, non-live weapons. And a few of them have started introducing some of mine. One was a woman who was doing, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Bohurt, Bohurt, Bohurt.
Okay.
Fighting. They wear armor and,
okay,
hit each other pretty rough. She showed up with one of my Viking bearded axes and started knocking people around. And they were like, what on earth did you bring in here? it had more mass than typical polymer trainers would have. And I mean, you hit metal, yeah, it's going to get scratched and dinged, of course, but it was taking the beating, and they were feeling it more than she was. So they wanted to know where she got that. And I got a few other guys. I've been talking about custom stuff, father and son team, who are, he's had me make him and his dad some pretty outrageous custom designs. He'll draw it up. We'll talk about what he wants it to be able to do. And then we'll team up together to come up with a design. And he's taking these crazy 2-handed, 4-foot long melee weapons and axes into, full armored battle with other guys. And they're starting to get really worried every time he shows up, because he's always got something crazy. And I just made him a massive 48-inch long war hammer that once we got it done, he said it looked like the Ronan the Accuser's hammer.
Yeah.
Just almost cartoonish, but he's going to be in there clobbering guys with this. So
nice. So and then
the stuff for people like this.
That's really cool. So I mean, you got a lot of diversity there. And like I said, I've seen the, when it comes to training knives, which we didn't really get into, you do a lot of trainers for folders, and aren't you working with some custom knife guys out there, and you're making trainers for them?
Yep. There's Signal Mountain Knives. He's a great smith. Actually there's that. I just happen to have that. This is his Apex Warrior fixed blade that he fighter that he makes. And it's a great knife. Ken Jowers was the guy I originally made one of these for to match his. And I've been slowly over time improving and tweaking it. I added a newer handle finish to it recently.
Nice.
And this is just a fantastic, especially guys were asking about it, a spade daga. This is a fun knife for doing a spade daga. I tend to like to use this a lot.
Cool.
I have don't have a lot. Oh, you're asking about knives. A spade daga, that Zanzibar that we talked about earlier.
Yep.
I make a companion.
Oh, nice.
For that, so it comes as set. So I'll have on the catalog there should be about maybe 4 or 5 different Espada Daga sets. And I'm actually working on expanding that so a lot of my swords will have a matching companion dagger to go with it.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this. You've got 92 blades, and then you got something. You got the 5 that are on sales, the Datu series. You got 14 in the other categories. They are other.
Yeah. Or others includes like Maori Patus.
Exactly what popped up when I was talking about other.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of Malaysian, Polynesian. You've got a whole section on axes and hawks. You've got 40 sword trainers. You've got so listen. He's got 14 others. Axe. There's the Campilan. There you go. 9 in the axe and tomahawk category. 40 in the sword category, 17 knives, 7 training sets, and then we have 5 in the Datu series. Very nice. Very, very nice. Got a whole, actually, you know what? I want to pull this one up. This is what I was talking about. So it's not, so if we look at this one, share. That's that guard I was talking about, big enough to wear a glove.
Right.
You've got a Spotty Daga Ganunting set, which is a wrong screen, which is awesome because now you got huge amount of ability to put that in there. Wear protection and still not be able to use the tool, which is awesome. Awesome. All right. So are you going to be going to any shows or anything?
I'm hoping to. I met Alana, my wife, you mentioned earlier. We've actually been talking about sitting down and trying to create a calendar of all the events we can find throughout the next year and start planning out, trying to hit a lot of martial arts events. I know Blade Show is a big goal for me to hit in June, but I'd like to hit as many possible, especially around New York in nearby states. People having like your seminars like you've had, going to those events like that. It's part of it's make sales. The other part is just it's really cool to meet practitioners of different styles all over the place. I know going to some of yours in Buffalo, not just making sales, but I'm getting to meet people. I'm getting to watch different people teach and how they go about it. It's one thing just to learn martial arts. It's another to learn how to teach it. And that's a whole second art unto its own. And being able to kind of be the fly on the wall in different places and see how people teach, how people learn. That's been very eye-opening for me.
Cool. Yeah. So Facebook user says, look in your comments on Etsy. And I happen to look down there and you've got a lot of great feedback.
I think there's almost 300 5-star reviews.
Yeah, that's excellent. And Chris K-Man says hello.
Hey, Chris is awesome.
He is.
And I'll say, for guys like Chris, going into, entering this small world of guys who make trainers, this is the first time I've had a business. I have no idea what I'm doing, going into this. And I had Doug, I believe it was, from Tack Knives, and I had Chris. Both just reached out to me and made me feel welcome. I feel like Chris is almost like having a big brother in the training weight blade business. He's been a source of good advice and counsel. Just good positive feedback. I really enjoyed talking to him. He's been a great guy. So it's been a cool experience. Just finding, wow, there's a whole brotherhood of guys doing this, and you don't run into a lot of crab bucket behavior. There's a little bit out there, but yeah.
You gotta take the good with the bad. So excellent. So let me see here. I'm just looking at a couple other things here. So boom. So all right. I think we got all that stuff there. Excellent. So once again, Vulpes training on Etsy. You want to check that out. These are production / custom trainers. And then he can also make custom for you. Does a great job. And you'll see right now that the Datu series, they're on sale right now till you said December 3rd. Was that the date? So 10% off on that. And if you're domestic here in the States, it includes shipping. Now, all of my Canadian members, you can have them shipped here. So if you're coming down, I know PG Craig. Now listen, PG Craig's going to come down, and he's not going to take 40 blades over the border because he's buying a whole bunch of stuff for himself with rattan and all these other things. So don't go crazy.
Well, here's the thing on regards, and I've done this for quite a few groups of people who are trying to deal with international shipping. I've had some groups in Canada. I've had groups in the UK, and there was a group in Germany too. When they've, I don't set international shipping rates. That's nothing I can do to change those. But what I have done is worked it out and say, hey, talk to your other guys you train with and see if they're interested, and do a group order. And what I'll usually do is I'll kind of figure out what their, the shipping would be to put it all in one container.
There you go. And
then work something out and do, save them as much money as possible. And usually I can cut it down because Etsy has kind of a annoying habit. If you're looking at the Etsy catalog and you're outside of the USA, it's going to list the shipping for each item as if it's shipping separately. So it's going to create this outrage. If you look at 3 items, it's going to show you this outrageous shipping cost. Message me on the Etsy has its chat feature, and you can talk directly to me. Unless I'm sleeping, I'm probably answering it. I'm always talking to people. What I usually will do is figure out, how much would it really cost to ship all those 3, and then I can work a thing out with you on the shipping, so it's not going to really cost as much as it's going to seem like it is. If it's a single item, there's not much I can do. But I said most martial artists have friends or school. Get a group together and make an order together, and then the shipping will get a lot cheaper.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Wolf, how you doing? There we go. Are you so you got it on Etsy? Do you have it anywhere else at this time, or are you looking to do something?
I've tried around a few other things. I've looked at setting up some other websites with different services. Nothing has quite been to my liking yet, so I'm still
I mean,
kind of
Etsy is
for
geared
now.
a lot for it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, have you looked at Square?
I've looked at Square. I've looked at Wix. I've used a few things. I'm not a real tech savvy person, and those are none of those have been super intuitive, or it usually ends up with me getting a lot of gray hairs just trying to figure out how to set it all up.
Yeah, I need to look at some
super
stuff
user friendly
myself.
for me, so I've been getting away with using that, but I would like to eventually set up something different.
I hear you. All right. So do you have any events you're going to in the future that you know of?
I'm definitely hoping to go to Blade Show in June.
Okay.
As for local events, martial arts events, if you've got any going on or anybody knows of any going on, message me, let me know. That's the big
funny to mention that. We've got our
yep.
Jack's going to be here with we're going to do the Can-Am thing in March, and then we have the 65th anniversary camp in May.
Oh, PTI camp.
And then you have your PTI camp. Yep.
I'll be there again.
Do we know where that's going to be this year?
I believe in Rochester.
Oh, 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will definitely
cool.
be there.
So can you visit directly? Can they visit you directly? There's the question. You really don't have a shop, do you?
Nope. I'm working right here in my my humble garage has been turned into my small one-man show factory in here. Okay. So I don't really have a showroom. If someone really wanted to come by and they were local and they don't mind a really cluttered workspace like all creative geniuses have, and me.
Well, there you go. A creative mind can't function in a sterile environment. So
yeah, it's not. It's very dirty. It's a dusty job. I'll say that. I'm usually working in a full Tyvek suit and a mask just to keep the dust off myself. And
that stuff is terrible.
The summer it's about 80 degrees in here, and in the winter 40. It gets down to like 40 and stuff. It gets kind of cold in here, but.
All right. Well, we'll wrap things up. Unless you got something else you wanted to throw out while we're doing this. Oh, here we go. Any New England appearances? Well, funny you should mention that. I'm trying to convince Chris to come with me to the Martial Arts Symposium in Manchester, New Hampshire. Now, there might be some other events that if Chris happens to have some product available and I'm passing through, I might take some with me. We've talked about that. But, his orders, I mean, generally you're really you have so many orders, it's hard for you to bulk up like that, isn't it?
I'm getting better at it, and I think it'll be a thing of that's one of my big goals is to start building up an event inventory so that I actually have a inventory ready to go and have a whole show kit set up. So if someone says they have an event and I can get there, I'll pack it up and go. And
Kara says, "Oh, there's a gun and knife show in Wilmington," but that takes a little time to set these things up.
Yeah.
And yes, there's a yes there. Yeah. So
send me your events.
Chris and I have talked, and if I'm going somewhere and it's convenient, I did plan on bringing a few pieces with me and stuff like that. It all depends if it's somewhere I'm driving or if I'm flying. I don't take anything with me unless I need to. Driving, you just never know. So, all right. Well, thanks for being on the show. And Vulpes is one of our sponsors, so he's done a really good job with what he's doing there, and he's definitely helped. I mean, the thing here is, I've seen too many people. At least right now, I've seen so many people in the HEMA, which is the historical European martial art industry, use hunks of rattan for their swords. And it's like, the problem here is when you're dealing with cross guards and it's part of the fighting style to tie up blades and stuff like that, a piece of wood by itself is just not enough. And the diversity of the things that Chris has made for all things, and really like the European martial arts groups, they ought to, talk about a low cost version of what they're doing. I was talking to the one guy. I said, yeah, still about doing longsword. He goes, oh, well, I happen to have one I'm getting rid of. Sure, I'll give it to you what I paid for it. Oh, how much is that? $500. Okay. Well, let me think about it. I'm like, $500. Damn. I mean, of course, if I get in the heme of that much, I'll probably drop $500. Not even thinking about it. But I'm like, I'm not in the heme of that much. And if I'm spending $500, I'm thinking antique sword. I'm not thinking, for my trainer or my fighter. But then again, Mr. Kimura, who teaches Shorinji Kempo here, he also does kendo. And just to tell people an idea, one of his guys in Japan has a $15,000 set. Like suit, sword. I mean, the sword cases can be $200 to $500. So, with these, even your high-end blades, price-wise, is still saving people tons of money. And you don't have to worry about breaking them. You haven't broken one yet, have you?
I've never had anybody report a broken trainer yet. Now, everything can and will break at some point. I'm sure somebody will accomplish it. But nobody's never broken one. I haven't one. I've actually tried to break some of these, and used in normal, martial arts use. Good luck. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a challenge or not, because I know someone will be out there doing a video trying to, attack a tiger with it or something. Yeah, but don't do that.
Yeah.
I know Paulo did the Lynn Thompson routine on mine. He took one of my bolo trainers and went at it with a Prado Gananting and tried to destroy it, and he was not successful. So
there you go. All right. Well, we'll wrap up today's show. Thanks once again for being on. And, once again, everyone, check out the page, Vulpes Training on Etsy. And then the Datu series is a 10% off sale right now up until December 3rd. And all orders, normal procedure, all orders that are here in the continental U.S., domestic orders, shipping is included with the price. Yeah. So, so Chris, you can just hold on. I'm gonna take you out for a minute. We'll do the post show wrap up. But thanks for stopping on by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Okay, everybody. So, just a couple little housekeeping before we wrap things up. I want to just let everyone know we've got some of our featured upcoming events. This weekend is the Texas World Modernist Camp. Okay, so Texas Modernist Camp is this Saturday and Sunday. It's in Plano, Texas. Go to worldmodernist.com or wmrnist.com. Also, May 20th through 22nd is the 65th anniversary of Modernist Training Camp. So I, solo today. PG Tye and I had a huge trip this past weekend down to Bobby Tabata's camp. We'll talk more about it. But November 19th, I got Grandmaster Bobby going to be on the show. That's a Friday night. We're going to do another Friday night. We're also going to have special episodes. I've got Dan Medina coming on the show. So I got a few other people we're working on right now. So, as always, everybody, please stay safe and stay sane. This is Datu Hartman saying thank you for tuning in. And as always, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and share this video wherever you feel appropriate.